Innovation and research are often seen as separate categories. We're trying to bring those two together because we want to design new, better things, but we also want to subject them to rigorous evaluation. One of the most striking facts, I think, around refugees is the fact that there are 60 million people displaced, more people than at any time since the Second World War. While we are doing a huge amount to try to meet that need, it's dwarfed by the crises that we're facing. So the role of the innovation team is to try to design and test new solutions and then try and help them become adopted more widely. So one of the ways in which innovation can help the research community is that rather than going straight from a concept through to an impact evaluation, which involves a lot of expense, innovation methods involves testing things at a very small scale, a minimum viable product, doing lots of iterations before we then do the more expensive and rigorous testing that is associated with impact evaluations. One example of work we're doing on innovation is in South Sudan. And here you've got a challenge of how do you diagnose and treat kids who are malnourished, who may currently have to travel 25 kilometres to a clinic, and therefore very few people are actually getting served. And what we're trying to do is enable community health workers to go out and diagnose those kids, even though they may be illiterate. We had an original idea about an armband which could be colour-coded, and that could be the way in which you help people to diagnose malnutrition. We actually prototyped it. We worked with a design firm and then tried numerous iterations with community health workers, and we've now moved to 3 new tools that we're now going to test more rigorously through a feasibility trial. So I think that's a good example of trying things at the minimum possible scale, working with external partners who can bring different skills and expertise, and really focusing on big goals. If you are starting off on the innovation journey, I've got 3 particular thoughts. One is that it's worth embracing both naivety but also expertise. Expertise can really help you develop rigorous solutions that don't reinvent the wheel, but you also need to be able to look afresh at something. Second, it's really important to get beyond this stale debate between centralised resources versus embedding innovation in the field in everyone's day job. I think you need both. If it's too centralised, you'll end up not grounded in realities, but you can't expect everybody on top of their day job to always innovate in a deliberate way and test things. And then the third thing is about skills. We're really bringing in 3 types of skills. One is human-centered designers who can observe users and prototype things quickly. Secondly, strategy consultants who are great at structuring problems and developing a fact base quickly. And then thirdly, more academic skills from researchers or technical experts who can bring the rigor and technical expertise needed to move solutions on. Innovation is a word that sometimes arouses people's suspicions. They associate it with shiny new objects and not necessarily respecting the great work that goes on already. What I think we're trying to build in IRC is a focus on not just new things, but better things. Everyone in the organisation is deeply behind the idea of trying to reach more people and make a bigger difference to their lives.